Good morning, everybody. Well, we have some sad news to report and to share with you guys this morning. A couple days ago, our 22-year-old black Percheron horse, Buck, died of colic. It was definitely a sad occurrence. That day, we had not been logging. We'd been logging with Buck and Bill, and we didn't log that day because I had a bunch of things to get done around here. As a matter of fact, I had so much stuff done to get done around here. We were hoping to get a video out for Monday, and we did. But I had Abby was here, and we'd got a new drone, and she wanted to experiment with that. So she was actually using that, and I was spreading manure with Ken and Lady, and Buck was in the barnyard all day with the colts, and it's actually in the video of Monday's video if you'd seen that. So anyways, I'll just tell you what happened. We don't even know how to share this all with you, but I guess we'll just tell it like it is. Anyways, so Saturday, Buck had the day off. And Buck is a horse that has never been sick in his life. I don't recall ever him having any issues at all, except for mites. He had some serious mite issues for a few years. But I've had this horse we were trying to figure it out, I'm not sure, but I think I've had him for 12 years. I've had him here for a long time, and he was 10 years old when I got him. And so I've done a tremendous amount of work with this horse. And he's been a great, great horse. There's just nothing he hasn't done here on the farm. So on Saturday night, we had brought the horses in, and they went right into their stalls. Buck went right into his stalls. I saw absolutely no reason to be concerned in any shape or form. And so we fed them, and we went in for supper, and like my regular routine, I would go back out at 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night and water him. So I got out there that night, and he was down in his stall. Of course, I knew something was seriously wrong, and I was able to unhitch him all right. It's not like he was hung up bad, he was just down. He turned a little bit in his stall. I unhitched him and wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get up all right. And but he did. He jumped right up, and he backed out of his stall, or I backed him out of his stall, and I knew something was wrong. And so I grabbed a lead rope, and I headed him outside to walk around, because I pretty well knew at that point he had colic. And so I walked him around for quite a while. I got Brenda to come out and help and see the situation. And I believe I walked him around for an hour and a half, and pretty hard, steady walking too. He was very much wanted to go down and roll, and he did go down several times, and I had a difficult time getting him up. One time he was down even, and Brenda was in actually watering the other horses while I was walking around, because we had already called the vet and she was coming over. But she was down in another town at a place, so it would be a little while before she got there. But he went down at one point, and a lot of times when a horse has colic, they'll go down and really thrash. Well, he wasn't thrashing. He was kind of laying on his side, and I was saying to myself, even at that point, if this is as bad as I think it is, I hope he just dies. But he didn't. He got back up again. And so anyways, a full hour and a half, we walked him around, and at times it seems like he was maybe improving a tiny little bit, and then at times he was so staggering on his feet, you had to be very, very careful because it was slippery out there. At one point, Brenda was leading him for just a tiny little bit, and she actually slipped because she didn't have very good shoes on. And so anyways, it was...
Can I say I felt like he had concern for me? He stopped and looked at me, and I shrieked, but he stopped. You
did. So anyways, so we kept walking him around, and it was getting definitely worse. So the vet, Peach, our neighbor and our vet, showed up, and I was so thankful to have her. So she showed up, gave him a shot of
Banamine?
Banamine, yeah. I'm quite sure that's right. She gave him a shot of Banamine, and it basically did nothing. So then we kept walking him around trying to decide what we should do. we all knew it was a very serious case of colic. And
I went in to get some Epsom salt
because
and water.
we were
because
thinking
she's
about tubing him, but we knew how we were going to do this, type of thing. And so then she gave him another shot of, there again, I'm not sure what it is.
It started with a D.
Yeah, I'm not
I don't know
sure.
what it was.
But a medicine that should have really calmed him down and taken the pain away, type of thing. And we even tried to stick the tube up his nose and realized this is not going to work. It was
just getting really, really severe.
It was quite dangerous for us.
He was starting to thrash and roll. And
so at that point, I decided it's time to let him go. I was so thankful that the vet was there because we were able to put him down at that time, and I'm so thankful that we did. I know even now it was a right decision to make, and it's nice because we have a fair amount of snow here, but the ground's not frozen. So it was such that we could get our neighbor to come in with his backhoe and we could dig a hole, because my excavator's up in the woods, so I can't use that. So it's always a concern of mine when we go into the winter, like with a horse like Buck being that old, is he going to survive the winter? And if he was to die, how are we going to get him buried? Because so often the winters, the ground's frozen, you can't dig a hole. So I'm thankful that we have snow cover and there's no frost in the ground, and so the ground is easy enough to dig. So fortunately we were able to get my neighbor to come with the backhoe and we got him buried, and so thankful for that. So now we are going to be going into another stage in our lives. So often with death, it just totally changes everything, whether it's humans or animals, and especially in my situation because I'm using these animals. Buck was very much needed in my operation right at this time. With Lady, our mare, being bred, she is not going to be working anymore in the woods this winter. I have Ken, but I knew that I've never even hitched Bill and Ken together, but there's such an extreme between those two. Bill is fast walker, Ken is not. So I kind of decided, well, I'm not going to even try to work those two together. I'm just going to use Buck, and either Buck and Ken or Buck and Bill. Well, now I don't have that option, so I'm going to have to put Bill and Ken together, and it's going to be a challenge, I know. I don't have any options, and I've got Baron, and of course he is doing excellent, but he is not at all ready to start working in big pine like I'm cutting. So I'm going to have to deal with what I have, which is Bill and Ken, and so we'll just have to make that work. This has been a difficult video to make. We actually have a bunch of pictures that we dug up of Buck, and even a few videos, real short clips. So we're going to end this video showing you all that of what we have of Buck and the many years that he's been here working for us.
If you have horses, give them a hug. If you have people in your life, way more than that, give them a hug, because we never know what happens in a day. I'm telling you, it's quick. So just appreciate today.
So we're going to end this video with a little tribute to our good buddy Buck. Oh, cast out. Oh, I'm back. There, cast out. Oh. I cast out. Oh.